Okay, so I was a virgin, and I was made to believe that that was my proud origin, my identity, virginity, the aim and the pride of my entire femininity. I mean, without it, all that is left of a single girl is simply not right. So I hung it high like a trophy, let the world view it and judge me with purity and chastity, while I stayed soaked in the truth, the reality that virginity does not always mean purity. It didn't for me, and in a moment you see, I was that girl. I was that innocent, happy-go-lucky girl I was. Enter an uncle. Let's make that several uncles and a cousin, told to sit on his lap with repositionings and reconstructings of the positions of my sitting until I felt something hard. But his rod and his staff did not comfort me. Instead, I was taken out of my comfort zone, zoning out of the untimely reality of the feelings that being touched in certain areas evoked. You see, private parts were no longer private, but parts of our own private, twisted communications, holding communion with his blood according to the gospel of each pump. And then the uncles stopped coming over. But at this time, I was already getting older. It's kind of like a case of the abused becoming the abuser. You see, puberty had set in, limiting the liberty of purity, and so boys became my favorite toys at school. I wanted to stay safe and saved, but I had to stay cool. Too many drummings of virginity by my mom and Sunday school teacher. So even though I really wanted to please her, I was simply scared of going all the way with ease. Let's call this the birth of a sexual tease, but you see, let me not bore you with all the details of that story. I was simply a pretty princess who possessed the potential to positively pursue purpose and impact her world. Yet I lay down my sword as I lay down their words, whispered sweet empty nothings, and my body quaked with false assurance of forever. And as the temple rocked my body, I forgot that this body is his temple. He who owns forever, yet I promised another forever and a day more, like I owned my life, or maybe did my lover. You see, I had lived in so much unforgiveness at all the uncles and the cousins. I had become confused about my identity. I didn't know who I was. I attached myself to whoever I was in a relationship with. I was just a confused little girl wondering what to do with my life. But thank God for foundations of parental teaching, Sunday school. So like the prodigal, I decided, let me go back home. And like the prodigal's father, before my father saw me run all the way, he came to me and he said, shh, child, be still and know that I am God. I can see you are living in so much unforgiveness, pain, and fear. Have you not read what I said in my word about perfect love? For perfect love casts out fear. There is no fear in love. Instead, what I give to you is power, a sound mind, and love. Come, my child. Let me love on you in vernacular. You see, this love between you and I is so spectacular. So come, let me love you in Igbo in particular. Do we have Igbo people in the house? Yes. The wise men from the east go Afrum Ginaya. And with this, the lover tells the beloved that I see you with my eyes. I see you with my eyes. It means that I look past your past. I behold your future. I look past your imperfections, your potentials. Instead, I'll nurture. I look past who you used to be, what you used to do, what they said about you, what you said about you. And as I look past all of those things, I see you. The you that I believe was to die for. And so not just in words, but indeed for you I died. While you were out there searching for human validation, I have been right here loving you, not just in words, but in action. You asked me, do I love you? I told you, and then I showed you. You know, Sister Love said she doesn't have a ring. Let me tell you why. While men proposed with a ring on a knee, he wooed and proposed to her on a cross. He told her, will you marry me? And so, my darlings, my bride, you were no longer slave to sin. You are no longer slave to guilt. You are no longer slave to fear. You are no longer slave to shame. You are no longer slave to what they called you. You are no longer slave to what they said of you. You are no longer slave to what they did to you. You are no longer slave to what you did to them. You are no longer slave to what you said about you. You are no longer slave to your circumstances, your present, your past, what you thought of your future. You are a child of God. And because you are a child, you are a heir, joint heir with Christ. Your daddy owns the cattle on the 1,000 hills. So what choice do you have but to glow because you were found in him? He said this to me, so I'm coming to repeat it to you. You see, he is the bridegroom. You just, like, her outfit is my entire piece. He is the bridegroom. We are the bride. And he washes us through the water by the word, the washing that comes from inside. So it's not about our makeup or our looks. It's not about our lashes or our nails, because he took lashes for our lashes. He took nails for our nails. So he's washed us from inside, and so we can glow from outside. So even though the world saw us as broken, because of our daddy, our bridegroom, our God, when he looks at us, and now when we look at us, we see beauty. Praise God.